Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Triad Expeditions, and in this episode we are going to discuss the Switch Pro SP9100. This is a later revision of the Switch Pro unit. This unit does allow you to control your lighting with your Bluetooth enabled phone, smartphone, whether it be an Android device or a Apple device with iOS. Could even be an iPad if you wanted to. So basically, let's talk about this animal a little bit. So with the recent Supercharger install that we did, which by the way, part 3 is getting ready to be released, basically discussing the results of the Supercharger. So that is coming along as we do more real world testing with the Supercharger. We'll give you what we think of it. But we ended up having to mount the Switch Pro in this location. And there is some bracketry that is available that you can use from Apex Overland. They make a 4-runner bracket and they say that it's easily adaptable to the FJ Cruiser. And you can use that, so if you don't have a Supercharger installed, you can easily put that platform. But in this case, we had a bracket that was kind of in the way holding the reservoir for the Supercharger, so we ended up having to get a little bit creative and installing it right there, which worked out pretty nicely because it definitely gives the ability for the wires to go where they need to go, and allows the unit to cool nicely because you have basically all the heatsink area of the Switch Pro exposed to the air as it comes across. And one of the features of the SP9100 compared to the previous version is that it does monitor for your battery voltage, which is a pretty nice addition also. It was manufactured April 29th of 2018. It's currently August of 2018, so it's a pretty recently released and built unit. It installed extremely well, extremely easy to install, and just to give you basically the immediate feedback without having to watch the whole video and maybe bore you of some of the details and things that I noticed when installing it, I would recommend this product. And I guess that's really why I'm doing the videos, because if you hadn't heard of the product, I'd like to get the word out that it is absolutely a great way to control your lighting. They do not recommend to use it for a winch, so be aware of that. You're going to want to get, if you want a winch that you can control remotely, you definitely need to get a winch that's capable of that, and not try to use the Switch Pro, because it's not. So we mounted it there, went through the different installation processes. Basically, the wires go through the rubber boot that's located through the firewall, and then a single cable makes its way through the firewall and goes to the control unit here. One of the cool things about this unit also is the fact that you can program it to strobe the lights. You can also program a trigger, and some of you may be wondering, well, what's a trigger? What are you talking about that? Located in the door jamb down here is a wire that basically goes to the reverse lights. And what you can do is you can T-tap that wire and make that your trigger 1. One of the things that we're going to be doing here shortly is we're going to be installing some rear backup lights in this Expedition 1 bumper, right where those ports are there. We're actually going to make some flush mount lights, and I'll be including that in this video, is showing you the flush mount lights. It's kind of hard to mount lights in there. As far as 4-inch lights, they won't fit. You can go with smaller lights, but I decided to go with flush mount lights, so I'll show you how that goes. And then this kit right here also has the ability for you to cut a square out of this panel. But one of the things that I found was I really chose to just basically drill the 5 holes, 4 for the mounting of the switch panel, and then 1 for the wire to pass through in the center. The reason why I didn't cut out the square and do it that way is there's a lot of bracketry behind on this removable molding, and a lot of that was going to have to be cut for a flush mount assembly. So I really didn't think that it was that big of a deal to basically have this little bit extra you know, it's still a flush mount, it's not recessed. So that's the proper word for it. It's just not a recessed mount. But definitely recommend it. I will show you more in the flush mount lights as I install those. I'll take a short video of that. And then one other thing I want to share is we had the PIA lights from the Cowlight installation, and if you want to know more about how to install the Cowlights, we do have a video that shows that, so you could refer back to that in our videos of our channel to see how to do that. And then we ended up having to purchase some new bumper lights, because the lights that we had on there before were Amazon specials. They weren't cheap still. They were still about 80 bucks. And they basically, when we turned on the Switch Pro, after they had been installed on the FJ for quite some time, about a year, without actually any electric going to them, and turned them on, they didn't work. Only half the LEDs. And it was kind of funny because it was the same LEDs, only half of them were working on both units. So it kind of concerned me at first that there was maybe a wiring issue, but there was no wiring issue, because when we put these ProComp lights on there, which by the way do have a lifetime warranty on them, we bought them at Four Wheel Off-Road, the fourwheel.com store. They have a lifetime warranty, which is really nice. So, and they are super bright. Basically, when you turn these on, there is no light whatsoever on this FJ that even comes close. Even the PIA LED spots that are used on the high beam, they come nowhere close. This thing lights up a good quarter mile down the road at least. Pretty amazing, really. So that is it for now, and I will show you the rear backup lights as we get those installed. If you have any questions about the specific installation, please let me know, and take care.